Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Crush Your Trading Recap Show for September 13th, 2024. Crushed it today with $3,557. I think that puts me at about $22,200 for the week. I felt like I could have done so much better this week. A little hesitant on some of the trades, but you know what? It happens sometimes. I'm still appreciative that I was able to make $22,000 this week. Do me a favor, click the like button, and if you haven't subscribed right now, it'd be a great time to subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. Moving on, the stock of the day was AMD and Tesla. Now, I normally don't recommend taking two trades, but I'll tell you why I took two trades. I think it was, first of all, because Tesla was not in the crush it zone, and so I ended up taking AMD that was in the crush it zone, and I'll get into that in just a second here. But let's just start with Tesla. You can see that on the 5, we came outside the Bollinger Bands here, and I was at the 0.382 1-hour level and a 0.25 intraday. This is probably a little bit more experienced trade, but here on the 1 minute also, the big thing for me was my modified MACD. My momentum oscillator right here was at 180 something, and anything over 50% says that, you know, the farther we get away, momentum starts to slow down. We start looking for some kind of reversal or pullback. And look at, we got a crossover here on the MACD. So I got into the trade and started scaling out, and I got out down here at the bottom of the zero line, and that was the Tesla trade. So then I went ahead and got in AMD right here at the 1 hour crush it zone. But you see, this is what I call an injection candle, where you got this hammer candle coming through the Bollinger Bands right here. Nice confluence right here. You have the 50-day, you have the previous day high, you have the 0.618 level, you have the Bollinger Band, and you have a crush it zone level right here. So you had a really nice, setup for a move up right here. But, my eyes started to peel over to the 1 minute right here, and you can see we kind of consolidated for about 8-9 minutes. And the thing that scared me the most is, I don't like to take two trades because my psychology, it changes in my second trade. And I don't want to lose what I've already secured in profits. And so, like I said, the game changes for me mentally. And when I seen this candle right here, this doji type candle, it just kind of went blip, blip in like a split second. That was like a split second candle. And I thought, oh shit, we're going to move down and I don't want to go red. I want to stay where I'm at. And I ended up closing out at that candle right here for like an extra, I don't know, $500 or $800. It didn't take more than a minute, and look at it, it shot back up. But you know what? I'm only human. It is what it is. $3,557 for the day. Let's move on to the watch list and see if this happened anywhere else. Here's AMD. We just talked about that one, but it also took place again a few minutes later at 10:35. You can see we had a really nice setup here for a move higher, but by that time I was just done trading. And then he had something here on Amazon. Not perfect, but you know what? Your stops would have been above the candle highs right here, and easy enough. And you could have held these out, and you would have scaled at the 0.618 level, and you could have scaled out again at the 0.38 in the zero line. But definitely would have been a great move right here. And also, I don't know if you want to call it a double top, but that was a good setup, I thought. Didn't get in on it. And Meta, we had a 1 hour crush it zone. Nice move down here. And what else do we have here? We had Microsoft. Now, Microsoft was what I call a continuation setup. Well, let's just jump back right here. So Microsoft, you had a crush it zone setup, and this happens every once in a while where the price moves at the 50% of the crush it zone. I don't know why it does it, but it happens. And I don't like to trade Microsoft and Meta unless I have to, just because the spreads are so wide. And I had already been on a Tesla at this point, and then AMD and whatnot. So really wasn't watching Microsoft, but no, this would have been a decent trade. And then you would have also had a continuation. So when you get into the crush it zone right here, and you get into that 20-day at the crush it zone, there's one right here, and there's also another one right here. That's a sign of continuation. Your stop would have been just a candle close, or the body of the candle closing below the previous candle before it, and that would have been your stop. But that was a really good trade on Microsoft. This is a Tesla trade we just talked about, 0.25 to 3.82 level. And then we have NVIDIA, which was in the crush it zone. I call this, once again, an injection candle. It's just a hammer candle that came down into the crush it zone through the Bollinger Bands. We had some confluence in here. And where would your stop have been on this particular move right here? Well, it depends on where you would have gotten in. So if you had gotten in down here on the 1 minute, your stop would have been, below the crush it zone right here. But if you'd gotten in at the 0.618 level, your stop would have been a body of the candle closure below the zero line right here. And that would have been your stop out for that. So there you have it. That is what we have for the day. Good week, $22,000. If you want to trade with me, trade live, learn the strategy Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 11. And I will see you Monday morning. Have a good weekend. Take care.